Gentlemen, so great to see you. Congratulations on the film. Wow, it was extremely moving and very, very powerful. Bassam, I want to start with you because I wanted to know how you connected with Riz and what was it about him that you thought, yeah, we're going to make a good team?
Okay, so I like those questions. So he saw a documentary that I made with my dear friend Omar Malik, and Omar Malik was my co-director on that. And he was like, he became friends with Riz, and he was like, hey, I think you'd really like this guy. You and him are quite similar in energies. I was like, really? So we met up, and I was running a butchery at the time. So I was actually thinking I was making my exit out of filmmaking, and Riz was filming the night of. And I was a huge fan of Four Lines. I'd seen it, I think, at that time around 6 or 7 times already. So I was really excited to meet him, but was trying to play it cool.
Right.
But I think then to answer your second question of like, did I think, what would make us feel like a good team? I think it was really when we were kind of courting each other in Pakistan. We did this trip together and that was really a thing of like, do I see myself going deeper in with this person? Let's go spend a week together in Pakistan. And that was deeply revealing for me. And I think the biggest revelation, and I probably said this a few times, so Riz is probably gonna get bored of hearing it, but everywhere Riz went, he always carried a notebook with him, and he was like writing, but he wrote like in verse. And in the mornings, he writes and he like records voice notes of poetry. And I realized right away, this guy processes the world through verse, through lyrics. He's a poet. And he just happens to also be a really excellent actor, but he's also a writer. Right. So when I'd read this stuff, or he read this stuff back to me, I'm like, this is what this film's about. So I feel like at that moment, I knew that I have an anchor point or something of an interest that I can hold on to, that whether this was fiction or a documentary, it didn't really matter at that point. I just knew that I had a character. I had an idea of a character that I wanted to push forward, particularly a rapper.
Right. And Riz, for you, another phenomenal performance. Congratulations. Like, you never throw yourself into anything that you do. Oh my goodness. No, it's just, I don't know how you make it look so effortless. What is your secret?
This was a really challenging film to make for many, many reasons. So it certainly didn't feel effortless. It's really kind of you, but honestly, I'm in safe hands with someone like Bassam. You guys never see what ends up on the cutting room floor and all the mistakes and kind of, missteps.
Yeah.
But I think in a way, one of the reasons why this film was so challenging was because it felt so personal.
Right.
It's very much drawing from our own experiences and some of the questions that we struggle with about our relationship between our work and where we're from, and the disconnect between those two sometimes, and the push and pull, how one both blocks the other but inspires the other. And it was quite kind of like personal stuff. And in a way, I'm kind of almost like feel kind of like nervous that people are seeing this film now because it's so personal. I think it's the most personal work either of us have ever made. But when they do see it, to see how so many people from so many different backgrounds are connecting to that story about family and home, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what I got obviously from it, the root of it is the struggle between, do I pursue my art or do I embrace my family, my culture, how you deal with your family. Has your family seen this film and what do they think?
Go ahead,
Riz. Riz, go ahead.
Oh yeah, my family's seen it and they were big fans of it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. No, because it really is a struggle. And Bassam, for you, like, how important is that aspect to you about this film? Getting that out there.
I think that's it's a great question that you're raising about like that I wonder. Does Zed's family have a problem with his music? I don't know if that's necessarily the thing, but the question, that we usually have, like, or even I have, is like, the compartmentalizing we do of like life as artists and life as family. And I think one thing that I'm learning to do more and more, even during the pandemic, is just bring everything together, because it's all, so much of film and so much of cinema is relationships. It's when I close my eyes and I think of my work, I don't think of accolades. I think of, the moments when we're all sitting and just, spending time together, having coffee, having tea, or fighting over things. That's what I think about. And just like that, it's like a family. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
no.
that's
no.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And Riz, just to wrap it up, I mean, look, like I said, I was joking before, but you are so immersive when you take on a role. This one, though, I mean, to play somebody with this debilitating disease and to portray that, I mean, your journey and following this guy was heartbreaking to me. Harder to do this, more of a challenge in something like Sound of Metal. What was that like for you to immerse yourself into this guy?
I think, you try and give everything you do, everything you've got. And there's always new challenges. Every job, every role teaches you how little you know in a new way every time. And for me, I mean, a big teacher for me in this film was Bassam. Is just the way that he leads. It's so compassionate, so generous, so vulnerable. A lot of the time I thought that leadership was about kind of walking around with alpha energy. And I think Bassam's taught me a lot about what the power of compassion and empathy, and it's from that he got such vulnerable personal performances out of everyone.
Yeah, well, congratulations again on the two, to the two of you for this. And Riz, I know you have 2 films coming to our Toronto Film Festival. I just finished watching Flea. Oh my goodness, phenomenal. And Encounter, which you're in, which I can't wait to see. So congratulations again to the 2 of you. And Riz, we hope to have you back in Toronto when things are safe, okay? We need you. We both need you both here in Toronto for TIFF, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye guys. Great
Bye.
seeing you again. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Okay.